Hello and welcome. The news coming in from Ahmedabad is that Australia has lifted the World Cup trophy for sixth time,
Hello.
and India has been beaten by Australia in this finals of the World Cup 2023. Avinash Sharma, my colleague, joins us right outside of the Narendra Modi Stadium. Avinash, obviously, a lot of disappointment among the Indian fans. What, in your opinion, went wrong as far as India's performance is concerned?
There's gloom and despair all around. Fans poured out in large numbers. Don't see 1.4 lakh people, 40 lakh people, 30 lakh people coming to the stadium, cheering for just one team, hoping that the drought of 10 years and 12 years of an ICC ODI World Cup win will end today with India playing uh, phenomenally well. They're taking all the boxes right from the start of the tournament, entering the final like the most dominant team and a team to beat. But the script went entirely horrid today, and there's, as I mentioned, there's gloom, there's despair. Fans are not even, I mean, they're not even in a mood to speak, utter a single word, and I mean, if they start venting out their emotions, there will be a mental breakdown, emotional breakdown, all sorts of.
Right. Also, talking about the batting, do you believe that Team India fell short of putting, say, extra 50 to 60 runs on board?
Yes, the only department and the only aspect of the game that, for India which should be blamed today is the batting. I mean, the captain, Rohit Sharma, he said that soon after he lost the toss that he actually wanted to bat first on a pitch which was, I mean, doing a bit in the first half of the match. In the first innings, the pitch was not that good to bat on, and the Aussies made sure that the Indians face the heat right from the start of the match. So
Mhm.
credit to the Aussies, but yes, if not 50-60, at least 40 runs Indians were shot. Had there been a 280 on the board, the result would have been, I mean, it could have been different because the bowlers who had been doing so well for us, they didn't have the luxury or a cushion of say 15 or 20 runs
Mhm.
for them. So yes, as it has been the case for the Indian teams in the past, we have seen the same. The batting has let the team down in yet again final, yet again on a big stage like the World Cup.
Right.
We go back to the 2019 World Cup. What happened there? We were chasing a paltry 240. That too on a second day after the match was abandoned for the first day. And yet we fell short of 14 odd runs or 16 odd runs
Mhm.
and lost the match. Same was the case today as well because the batters didn't apply themselves well, and the Australian bowlers, credit to them for exploiting the weaknesses of every single Indian batter who came in to bat, and also there were a lot of dot balls in the middle overs. I mean, you just
Right.
can't afford too many dot balls.
Boundaries had also dried up, and it
Yes.
was only KL Rahul who was able to strike a couple of boundaries in his innings. Talking from the beginning itself, Rohit Sharma gave a good start. I mean, he had been batting the way he did today, also right through the innings. So, do you believe that he could have this time round changed his strategy, maybe, and chosen to have stuck, especially with an early dismissal of Shubman Gill?
Yes, obviously. I mean, you cannot have the same approach for every single match and for every single opposition. You need to
Mhm.
have different game plans for a match like this. When you know there is a lot of pressure, you understand the pitch is not that conducive for batting. So, and if you have spent some time, you've seen how the pitch is behaving, you have to stay. You have to just dig deep and curb your instincts to go for the kill right away. I mean, we all know what Rohit Sharma can do on his day, and
Mhm.
31 ball, 47 runs told the entire story, but it was not the complete story. Rohit should have stayed. I mean, he should have curbed his instincts, just
Right.
ensure that he's there around to support Virat Kohli at the other end. And had there been a big partnership between these two stalwarts of the game, the story could have been entirely different for Indian team.
Definitely. Virat Kohli, talking about him, obviously he played the sheet anchor's role, hit that 50 also. It was only as much he can do given the fact that Shreyas Iyer, I mean, also went down cheaply, couldn't capitalize on his previous innings. The top order batsmen once again had left a lot, to be expected. In your opinion, obviously, when it comes to big ticket matches like these, the change of strategy, not just for the captain, but also for the middle order batsmen, also top order, middle order, also could have shown that definite streak. Having said that, Shreyas Iyer definitely left all of us high and dry. As far as Surya Kumar Yadav is concerned, any expectation from his side, because he is known to perform, in situations like these, and could have hit some lofty shots also.
Yes and no, because by the time Surya Kumar had walked into the middle, I think the game and the momentum had already shifted into the Australian camp. There was not much for Surya Kumar Yadav to do because uh, promoting Ravindra Jadeja before Surya Kumar Yadav sent the signal that there is a panic in the Indian dressing room. They are thinking for plan B, but that plan B was never tried in the tournament before. So if you are sending someone like Jadeja before Surya Kumar Yadav, then there were 18 overs left for you in the first for your innings. You should have sent a batter like Surya Kumar Yadav who understands, who should have understood that you need to be there, you need to just acclimatize with the condition, assess the pitch, how is it behaving, and then play your shot. Surya Kumar Yadav didn't have that liberty when he got into the middle. When he came, the shifts were already down. He had just a solitary regular batter or a distinguished batter in Ravindra Jadeja. KL Rahul had walked back, and then it was always a catch-up game. The Australian bowlers, they didn't put a single foot wrong, and it was always the onus on the Indians to trip, and they kept on tripping one after the other. So I would not blame Surya Kumar Yadav that much. The captain and the coach, they should have understood the gravity of the situation, and they should not have just altered the batting lineup in a crunch match, in a crunch situation like this. Had there been a requirement, you should have stepped into a batter like Ravindra Jadeja in some matches in the league stages. That was not done in the past. So why alter it? Why change it now when you are, things are not going in your
Right.
way?
Even, talking about Ravindra Jadeja, even he was not in his usual form. Normally, he plays either a runner ball or manages to, be at least better than, a strike rate of 100. For Ravindra Jadeja, obviously, he was a little bit out of touch as far as the batting is concerned. Fielding he is known for, but bowling too this time around, we could not see that much aggressive approach from Ravindra Jadeja. How do you see his overall performance?
So I would still rate him a 6. I'll give him a 6 point out of 10 because whatever was expected of him, he's delivered. He was electrifying in the field. He was picking up those wickets. He was contributing with the bat. If you're coming in at number 7 and then the top order is doing so much for you, you don't really have to depend on a batter like Ravindra Jadeja who's coming in at number 7. So that particular tick box was not checked. All the fissures were exposed today. So that is a problem for the, and that is what has been happening with the Indian team in the past as well. That's just one game. If you talk about the 2015 World Cup, we just we lost in the semi-finals. Before that, everything was going gung-ho for us. And the same was the case with us in the 2019. It was pretty clear that we will be making to the semi-finals. New Zealand exposed our weaknesses to perfection there, and here Australia executed their plans to perfection. They knew which balls, which deliveries they should be bowling at. They had assessed the pitch pretty well. There was a dual pace. The ball was not coming onto the bat very easily. So they ensured that they are bowling those short pitch deliveries to Indian bowlers, forced batters to play those short pitch pulls, and they were not giving too much of length to the Indian batters. So
Hmm.
their game plan was pretty intact when it came into this in the match. While
Right.
while India's, I think they were in dual minds, and perhaps the pressure of performing in front of the packed stadium where there's nobody is going to uh, just ask you, and everybody is wanting for a win. So there was an extra pressure on the Indian team.
Definitely. For young Shubman Gill and Shreyas Iyer, how do you see their performance throughout the league matches, 10 matches, victory on the trot, something that no other team has done before. But this time around, in this high intensity match, definitely there is more experience that is needed, and something,
Yes.
that comes obviously through matches like these. For Shubman Gill and Shreyas Iyer, your words on them.
See, Shreyas Iyer, I think he did well, and he's shown those signs for being a good batsman in the coming years. He's going to mature, but yes, there's a weakness that he needs to work on. The short pitch is a weakness for him. He will have to
Hmm.
work on. He will have to sit down with one of the best players, batters, and one of the most technically sound batters India has ever had. Is the coach of the team, Rahul Dravid. He will have to sit with
Hmm.
him. Go to his basics, and if there is a stick in the armor, he needs to just mend it. When it comes to Shubman Gill, it was a very ordinary tournament for him. Uh, just before the tournament, he had this dengue, which kept him away from the game for
Hmm.
3 games. And when he came back in the Pakistan match as well, he showed those signs. But I think the pressure of delivering in a World Cup match, and that
Hmm.
too in a big final, a high voltage match where millions of people are watching, there's an expectation of you, from you to win, and on a ground where you have already done wonders in your IPL career and the domestic circuit. So I think he just couldn't absorb the pressure. Well, handling of the pressure could have been done in a
Better.
better way from
Hmm.
Shubman Gill. But I think credit goes to the Australian bowlers. They knew there going to be some nerves early on from the Indian batters, and they just nailed it
Right.
then and there.
Right. Uh, Given the kind of start that Rohit Sharma had given, obviously, and that's the advantage of it lasted even during the middle overs, where Indian batting actually had slowed down a lot. Their boundaries had dried up. Six was a different, approach altogether. What, in your opinion, could have been done in those middle overs, right after, say, the 12th or 13th over, when actually the graph came down?
Yes, actually, that is where the Indians lost the plot. I mean,
Hmm.
ODIs is always about rotating the strike. Then and then there are two key players like KL Rahul and Virat Kohli. They start consuming a lot of dot balls. The message is pretty clear to the opposition. They are under pressure, and that's exactly what transpired in the coming overs. They were very slow. They were sluggish in the middle overs. Had they just started rotating strikes, converting those singles into doubles and doubles into triples, the pressure would have, up to an extent, shifted on the opposition side, because it's a pretty basic in cricket terminology that you should be rotating the strike, because when you are rotating the strike, you're forcing the opposition captain to change the fielding. Players are also getting fatigued. They will have to completely, they consistently shift their position. The captain is forced to bring his best fielders into the circle, and that gives an opportunity to the opposition to just play big boundaries and big shots. And in this case, both the things just collapsed, because you were not in the driver's seat. You just were not
Right.
converting those singles into doubles. Not neither you were hitting those big shots and the
Right.
sixes.
I can see, Avinash, there are some fans also gathering,
Yes.
and one of the enthusiastic fans, if you could ask him, what does he take home this evening after watching the match? Although I see him going, it's okay, Avinash. Also talking about, the bowling attack. Not bringing in Mohammad Siraj early, do you believe that also proved detrimental? Because especially with the new ball, Siraj's performance has been better. Mohammad Siraj's performance.
Yes, actually it was. I mean, but Pankaj, while I was observing the team, huddle just before the second innings, Australia batting started, the shoulders had drooped. They were just, I think the Indian team had given up at the end of the first innings itself. They knew 840 is not a defendable total. The pitch just got better as the match progressed. Once the, after the sunset, the temperature dipped a bit, and it ensured that the pitch was conducive for batting. The ball was coming well onto the bat, and Shami was breathing fire, but at the same time, he was looking to do something extra. He was not looking completely composed and calm and collected that we have seen in the past matches. When against the New Zealand, we saw that he was strategizing pretty well. He was ensuring that the opposition batters are committing the mistakes that he wants them to commit. But here, he was the aggressor, and that also kind of sent a signal to the opposition that the Indian captain is taking a defensive approach, because yes, Siraj should have been given the new ball to bowl, and Shami, yes, he's your best bowler. He's the leading wicket taker in the tournament. But still, he does well when the ball is slightly old. There's some rough in the ball created. So yes, Rohit, I think he just missed this trick. And had there been some sort of a thinking on during those crunch situations, I think India could have still maintained some pressure. But by the time Siraj was introduced into the attack, the Aussie batters were more or less settled. Their eyes were set. And then on, there was always a catching game and a cat-on-mouse race for India bowlers and the Aussie batters.
Right, Avinash, also as the batsmen, fell silent, or the draft dropped when the batting after losing Shreyas Iyer. Obviously, it was a defensive stance that the batters were approaching. In the bowling department, 47 for 3, India had got Australia in a tight spot. But from there on, until the fourth wicket to the very end, that also somehow, it looks like kudos to the batsmen, Australian batsmen, but the bowlers, do you think they failed to capitalize? 47 for 3, it was a decent stage from where they could have actually made inroads into the Australian batting.
Well, actually they could, but the thing was, while we were watching the game, we were assessing that the pitch was getting relatively better, and as the match progressed, it just started getting better and better. Rohit Sharma introduced his spinners pretty early in the match, hoping that if the dew starts settling in, it will be very tough for the bowlers, or particularly the spinners, to grip the ball. And that's why we saw Kuldeep and Ravindra Jadeja coming in so early, despite the fact that your pacers had picked up 3 early wickets and made early inroads. So yes, had Siraj been brought into the attack a little early, tad early, things could have been different. But I think Rohit Sharma, he just had given up all the hope way before the match was over, or in fact the first ball was delivered from the Indian bowler side.
Well, Rohit Sharma, obviously, what a skipper he has been. Leading from the front, leading the team to 10 consecutive victories on the trot, now continuing with the same streak of batting that he employed. What do you see for him? Where from here on to Rohit Sharma?
See, Rohit Sharma, Pankaj, definitely has proven himself to be a leader who likes to lead from the front. He's backed his players to the hills, and and it is his backing of the players and the clarity of thought that he has given to his players has transpired into India becoming such a formidable team and a force to reckon with in this tournament. So credit to him, kudos to him for doing so well in this entire tournament. Not just here, even in the Asia Cup, we saw Rohit Sharma, the captain, do so well. Even the runs had dried from his side. He was not able to perform with the bat, but as he came into the World Cup, nobody was expecting him to score 500 plus runs, because he was looking a mere shadow of himself before the start of the tournament. But the way he carried himself, kudos to him. So definitely as a batsman, as a leader, he's done phenomenally well. But as we know, Indian captains are judged by the trophies they have in their cabinet, and unfortunately, Rohit also will not be having any trophy, ICC trophy in his cabinet as a captain. So MS Dhoni still is the best captain that India has produced.
In all
If we
three
talk about
formats.
in all three formats. So we've lost the ICC Test Championship twice. Then under Virat's captaincy, and this year in the month of June, Australia, the same Australian side, and more or less the same squad of the Aussie side, which defeated us in the WTC final in June, in the English summer. It's more or less the same. Travis Head was the centurion there. Pat Cummins was the captain, and Steve Smith, Manus Labuschagne, Mitchell Stark, and almost every player in that squad is actually part of this side as well. So yes, Rohit has done well, but then we will be gauging him as a captain and looking at his performance overall in terms of the ICC tournament. Yes, he will be at par or perhaps touch above Virat Kohli, because under Virat's captaincy we made it to the semis, but it just took a step ahead. But given the fact that you are playing at home and since the 2011 World Cup, we saw their home teams lifting the trophy. We saw it happening in 2011, we saw it happening in 2015, 2019 was the same story, and that's why everybody was expecting India to lift this coveted trophy and the elusive silverware. But unfortunately, Rohit will not go down as one of the greatest captains of Indian cricket. He will be remembered for his contribution as a good captain, but I think it is time for Indian cricket and the BCCI and the selectors to take a bite of bitter pill, take a hard call and start preparing a team for the tournament. Because I personally do not see Rohit Sharma in the 2017 World Cup, and if you do not see a player in the next World Cup, you better start giving chances to the youngsters. Identify who can lead you. I think KL Rahul has done well. KL Rahul has shown signs. He looks like a very mature player. His overall approach in the entire tournament today, yes, he didn't find much of support. His batting will be obviously criticized because he also ate up too many deliveries, but he looks like a far improved player than what he was, say, 8 months back. Yes, the baton can be passed on to someone like a KL Rahul or a Shreyas Iyer or Hardik Pandya. If he is fit, because I think we missed Hardik Pandya badly.
How costly do you think Hardik Pandya's absence this time around in the finals proved to be for India?
I think it did, because we didn't perform as a unit, as a batting unit. So Hardik Pandya's batting, it was badly missed. Had there been a swashbuckler like Hardik, I think Surya Kumar Yadav would not have been in the team, in the squad, playing 11, and Shami doing such wonderful job for the team. He and Shami could have played together, and that would have made a lot of difference, because today India just there were certain subplots which the Indian team just didn't capitalize upon, and those subplots generally tend to define the course of the match. Your batters, they ate up too many deliveries, and when there was time for them to explode, they didn't, and they just perished. So yes, Hardik, had he been in the middle, he could have really made a difference, because we should not forget that he comes from this part of the country. He understands the conditions, he understands the pitches. Also, he's the captain of the Gujarat Titans, which has its Motera. Motera is the home ground of the team, so they play at least 7 or 8 matches per season. So he understands this pitch, the conditions, perhaps inside out. So yes, in a way, we definitely missed the Hardik Pandya, the batter, not the bowler.
Right, Avinash, one final question before I let you go. Obviously, this could have been the very first question, though, is about Virat Kohli. So close and yet so far. He achieved all the milestones. He broke the record of Sachin Tendulkar, definitely in the run-up to this finals. unfortunate played on situation occurred with him. 50 plus, definitely. That's if you look at psychologically, then it's a decent score. How disappointed do you think Virat Kohli would be to have achieved so much through this World Cup, yet at the end of the match, the cup slipped away?
See, I will have to go a little back in the history. When Team India lifted the Border Gavaskar Trophy under Virat Kohli's captaincy back in 2018, he,
Mhm.
he, he made a statement. And that statement is haunting him now. He said that his Border Gavaskar Trophy win was bigger than the 2011 World Cup win. And we sometimes don't uh, just to say hate to the words that we utter, and that has perhaps come to bite him back. A World Cup win is always the most cherished victory. You
Right.
cannot compare a Border Gavaskar Trophy win even if you are winning down under in Australia. A World Cup win is World Cup win. The cabinet is swelled, and despite all the achievements that he has had, all the milestones that he's created, he will be a really disappointed and a really sad man, perhaps sitting in the corner in the dressing room and cursing himself for playing such a shot on which he got out. Because yes, the his dismissal uh, proved very costly for India and Indian cricket. Had he been there at the crease, things would have been definitely different. The entire script would have been very flowery. But
Definitely.
unfortunately, it was not his day. It was not India's day. And I think, I think, despite his fitness, despite his achievements, uh, I'm not going to see Virat Kohli in the next World Cup. So this was his last World Cup, and team was also looking to play and pay a tribute to him. The way they had the Indian team had won the 2011 World Cup, they completely said consistently they were saying that they want
Doing
to
it for
win it for
Sachin.
Sachin Tendulkar. Perhaps the team was planning to do it the same way for Rohit and Virat, but as we say, not everything is in our hands. Destiny has something else written in the script.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Avinash, for bringing us up to speed with the sentiments, the on-ground situation, and also the analysis of what went wrong or what could have gone better. But nonetheless, as they say, it's all in a day's work and obviously part of the game. What India takes home from here is something that would be discussed in the dressing room more than the newsroom. And that's what matters the most. Thank you so much for speaking to us. We wish you a safe return to Delhi. And also thanks to Avinash and his team for bringing us all the action from outside the several cricket grounds that witnessed and hosted the matches for World Cup 2023.